This is a presentation of the Sports Source Digital Network, presented by Hearthside Bank.
Come on in, join us. Post-SEC Media Days and the order of finish, well, perhaps maybe there's one or two pieces that are off. Tyler Ivens, Chuck Cavalaris, as you know, 1 through 16 is officially set. And if it's draft season, we want to make things interesting. Let me explain to you what we're doing today here on Action. Predictions have been made by the media. And instead of us just sitting here talking to you about who we like and don't like, Chuck, I would like to propose a wager, sir.
Oh.
$100 one Benjamin Franklin. We'll have that. We have agreed terms on the side.
C note.
A C, thank you. I need to know the terminology and dive into it. All I'm asking is this. You get 3 teams, I get 3 teams. I need 2 positive climbers, and I need 1 negative fall. Who's the team that's going to make the biggest climb, and who are the teams perhaps maybe the SEC, the media folks across all 16 programs miss the most on? So I'll let you go first. I'll give you the number 1 pick out of these schools who makes the biggest climb.
Well, I tell you what, I did see one team that I think they missed on, and I think this team has a chance to make it to Atlanta, to be in contention for that one of those spots.
Right.
Texas A&M. They were picked 8th, and I like all of the pieces being in place. Quarterback play, Marcel Reed needs to pick that up. They added our boy KJ Concepcion from NC State that we both love.
Great pickup.
They've got all of their offensive line returning. You know, with Mike Elko, they're going to play good defense.
Yes.
So when you're picked 8th, if they move up 5 spots, that's 3. They're 3rd. They can do that. So I'm going with Texas A&M.
So Texas A&M in the 8th spot, Chuck Cavalaris believes they'll make the biggest jump. I'm going to go with the school that's actually on Tennessee's calendar this year, and I think 10 is way too low for them. And you can actually see those names that we go 1 through 16. I'm going to do it. I believe Brent Venables is going to get out of the way of the offense this year in Norman with that revamped defense and now a little seasoning on the offensive line. I'm a believer of John Mateer. And I know some people are guilty of being just the Washington State transfer quarterback, look at the success that Cam Ward had at Miami type factor. I think it's different. John Mateer, with the teams that they're facing this year, where they struggled was the secondary last year for a lot of those big, crucial SEC games. So I see and I raise you. The big climber this year for me, I'm going to go with Oklahoma. Now, if you will allow me, I'll go back-to-back picks here. I'm going to go ahead and give you my biggest dropper. And it's not because I just absolutely have a huge hole in my heart of disdain for this program. But can somebody please explain to me what they see out of the University of Florida? I'm going to go with my biggest loser.
Right.
I think Florida's going to slip. I don't even know if they win 7 games this year. Now, look, they went 7-5, 8-5 with the bowl win last year against Tulane. But some of those matchups with Georgia and Texas this year, you still have to run into opponents like LSU, of course, and then you have the Texas A&M trip. You already have the Aggies this year.
Right.
For me, I think that Florida's going to end up finishing somewhere in that 7-5, 6-6 window. That's going to put them somewhere, I believe, maybe flip-flop with my previous Oklahoma selection, if not at 11. So my biggest faller, make sure it matches criteria. I'll go ahead and draft the Florida Gators. Now you have back-to-backs. What say you?
Okay, I'm going to go with one more riser that I think, and I think this is a trendy pick, and
Okay.
I agree with it in some of the research I did. What about Auburn? What about Hugh Freeze?
The blue chip ratio factors in for
and
Auburn.
having the talent, but the year 3, back-to-back losing seasons, do they finally have a quarterback?
Yeah.
And I know, and you can look at so many of these programs and teams that, wow, that schedule's tough. That's what I thought about Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn, you know, especially early, is tough. But we're talking about SEC finish here. I can see Auburn being a team to reckon with. And if Hugh Freeze doesn't get it done in year 3, I don't think they'll be a year 4.
Back-to-back picks. Now you have to give us one of your biggest fallers.
Okay. This was one that I had several candidates. I'm looking at South Carolina.
I thought about him as my follower with Florida, but I decided to go Gators. It's a good one.
I mean, they had a stout defense last year. That's not going to be as good.
Right.
We know they've got, some polls, the best quarterback in the SEC. But, I mean, how well does he throw the ball?
Yeah.
And there's the Shane Beamer factor. But the thing is, South Carolina is such a tough place to play. But I still think that they're going to drop. What did we have them on here, 5th?
Yeah.
No, that's about like 2 or 3 spots too high.
Advent Electric has been providing high-quality electrical contractor solutions for 46 years. From 24/7 emergency electrical services to providing skilled residential and commercial electrical contractors and everything in between. Our expert certified electricians are equipped to help you no matter the size or complexity. Advent Electric, 865-588-0631.
Do you know how badly I want to take Tennessee right now? Finishing, at least the media believes, 9th. How high can they climb? But remember, $100 is on the line based on who makes the largest jump this year, or perhaps maybe who's going to be the biggest fall. If that's the case, much like I took into consideration how difficult Florida's schedule was this year, I need to look at teams who have some of the easiest schedules this year. I can't believe I'm going to do it because I think their coach is one of the biggest dorks in the conference, but sometimes you need a dork. I'm going to take the Missouri Tigers because they have the easiest schedule in the SEC this year. The thing about Missouri is, what are you going to do when it comes to replacing one of the running games that needed a kick in the right direction last year? Offensive and defensive line is going to be solid, but how are you going to eliminate some of the big play potentials? I'll tell you right now, NIL has been scarce at times at Missouri, seeing them trying to compete with some of the best in the conference. I think that there's a chance this year Missouri finishes 9-3. And if they finish 9-3 at 12, again, their schedule's so easy. Yeah. And if they end up getting one of those break games instead of finishing 8-4, maybe they can even roll into a 10-2. That's a whole lot me wishing and hoping and grabbing for a Missouri team.
And here's one thing about Missouri, real
Please.
quick. I don't think they leave the state of Missouri until like the middle of October.
That's massive. It's just like Texas last year until they went to Vandy.
Exactly. So I mean, I had them in contention. They were a strong contender too.
So Missouri at 12. If I can get them to finish 9-3, are they flirting with 6? Can a 6-spot jump from 12 to 6 from the media finish in Atlanta be the difference between $100? Can we just quickly, because I know we have a little time here. Neither of us picked Tennessee. What is your reason behind saying no to Josh? Is it a small movement?
You said I wanted to, and I said if I don't pick Tennessee and the Heupel does it again, or it's just that odd year schedule to me. You've got Georgia that's got an 8-game winning streak on you. That's here. Then you wait a month, you go to Alabama. Then you wait a month, then you go to Florida. You hadn't beat either one of those on the road since the early 2000s. So are you going to get one of those 3? This was one thing I wrote down. Did you know last year 6 teams tied for 4th place in the SEC with 5-3 records?
Yeah.
That's how razor thin this is. So Tennessee, you picked Oklahoma. That's not a guaranteed win at home.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick Tennessee, but there's just too many question marks, and it seems like there's more question marks than fewer question marks.
You know what? Speaking of factors, quickly before we wrap things up here on Action, which, by the way, as you know, you can ring the bell, you can leave the comments, who did we miss out on, and also, if you hit that thumbs up, it's going to let everybody else know you're a fan of the content we have here on the Sports Source Digital Network. Look at the teams and their place of finish there on the side of the camera. Look how many are at the bottom of the screen. How many of those opponents do Tennessee face off against this year? Mississippi State, Kentucky, Arkansas, Vanderbilt. I can keep going up and down the list. Tennessee sees a lot of the bottom feeders this year, so I know a lot of Vols fans are going to be in the comment section going, based on your own formula, you should take this team. Chucky C-Note, hopefully I'm not handing C-Notes out to you come December. Sports Source Digital Network, Chuck, Tyler, we'll catch you next week.